There are moments when a silence enters your life, a silence that wasn't there before. You open your phone, you scroll through old chats, and you whisper, "Krishna, why did they leave?" You think maybe you did something wrong, maybe you weren't enough. But listen to me. Sometimes departures are not punishments, they are sacred rearrangements. I never remove a soul from your path without purpose. Every goodbye I allow carries a blessing that's not visible yet. You only see the loss. I see the clearing. You only see the pain. I see the space I am making for your peace. You think I don't understand what it feels like to lose someone. My dear, even I have known the ache of distance. When I left Vrindavan, the sound of the flute stopped in those fields. Radha's anklets fell silent. The air itself seemed to ask, "Why?" I turned away, not because I loved less, but because duty called me forward. I had to become the protector of a kingdom, the guide of a warrior, the keeper of Dharma. And yet, every night in Dwarka, my heart still remembered the dust of Vrindavan, the laughter, the love, the peace that once was. I did not forget. I simply transformed that love into purpose. And that is what I ask you to do, my dear. When someone leaves, don't curse the emptiness. Turn it into devotion, into strength, into understanding. You often pray, "Krishna, keep only the right people in my life." And when I begin removing, you cry, "Why are you taking them away?" Tell me, my child, how can I bring peace into a room already full of noise? How can I give you what's truly yours if your hands are still holding tightly to what has expired? Some souls are not meant to stay for a lifetime. They are meant to teach love, patience, courage, and then move on. When Arjuna looked around the battlefield and saw his own kin, his teachers, cousins, elders, standing as enemies, he dropped his bow and said, "Krishna, my heart trembles. How can I fight those I love?" And I told him, "This attachment clouds your duty, Arjuna. Act for truth, not for attachment. Sometimes you must lose people to find clarity. You think losing them is cruelty, but in truth, it's compassion. Because clinging to someone who no longer grows with you would slowly dim your own light. You ask, why now? Why this person? Because, my dear, you prayed for peace. And sometimes peace arrives disguised as distance. You ask for strength, and sometimes strength is born from standing alone. You ask for love, and sometimes love first teaches you loss, so you understand its depth. Every time someone leaves, I am rearranging energy around you. I am preparing your heart for what's coming next. People who match your peace. Moments that match your maturity. If I allowed everyone to stay, you would never grow, never evolve, never awaken. Even in my own journey, I watched kingdoms rise and fall, friends turn into foes, and still I smiled, because I knew that nothing real can ever be lost. I see you, scrolling through old photos, rereading old messages, replaying what you could have said differently. That's your heart still holding on. But listen carefully. The more you replay, the more you live in what's already gone. Do what Arjuna did when his heart trembled. He looked at me and said, "Krishna, I cannot carry this burden alone." And that's all you need to say too. Hand me your memories, your regrets, your questions. Sit quietly, take one breath, and whisper. If you took them, Krishna, you know why. That one act of surrender turns heartbreak into healing. Because when you give me your pain, I return it as peace. Don't rush to fill the silence that follows someone's exit. In that silence, I speak to you. The calm that feels empty at first is actually your soul returning home to itself. I am preparing your next chapter, one where your love doesn't beg, your heart doesn't chase, and your peace doesn't depend on anyone else's presence. The people who are meant for you will not need convincing. They will stay naturally. Just as Radha never needed my presence to feel my love, she felt me in the wind, in the river, in her heartbeat. That is love beyond attachment. Love that frees instead of binds. So now, when someone leaves your life, do not ask, why Krishna? Ask instead, what are you trying to teach me through this? I never close a door unless a new one is waiting to open. You may not see the plan today, but someday you'll look back and say, if they hadn't left, I would have never found myself. That's when you'll understand. My decisions were never meant to break you. They were meant to rebuild you. So breathe, let go, and trust that what is truly yours can never walk away from you. Walk